Welcome back to AFT Dice Season 4. It is round 9. Let's go to the first game. It is Western Bulldogs versus Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. Let's go to the first quarter. And the first quarter's nearly done. All right, the first quarter's done. Western Bulldogs kicked 6 goals, 5-41 to Melbourne, 1-4-10. All right, let's go to the second quarter. And the Bulldogs have kicked away again. They've kicked 6-5 again to 2-4. And at halftime, Bulldogs are leading by 56 points. All right, let's go to the third quarter of this game. And Melbourne have won the quarter. They kicked 4 goals, 2 to Western Bulldogs, 3-3. But there's still a hefty margin behind. Let's go to the last quarter. Melbourne, they kicked 6 goals, 3 in the last quarter to Western Bulldogs, 2 goals, 1. But in the end, Western Bulldogs have won by 25 points. The final scores, Western Bulldogs 17-14, 116 to Melbourne 13-13, 91. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Fremantle versus West Coast Eagles at Optus Stadium. The Western Derby here. Let's go to the first quarter. First quarter's done. Fremantle kicked 6 goals, 5 to West Coast, 4-1. The second quarter, Fremantle, they kicked 4 goals, 1 to West Coast, 2-2. And at halftime, Fremantle are leading by 27 points. Let's go to the third quarter. And the third quarter, West Coast have won the quarter. They kicked 3 goals, 3 to Fremantle, 2-1. Fremantle are still in front by 19 points. Let's go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, West Coast, they won the quarter again. They kicked 4 goals, 5 to Fremantle, 1-2. And in the end, West Coast have just got over the line by 2 points. What an exciting game the Western Derby was. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Richmond versus Carlton at the MCG. Let's go to the first quarter. And the first quarter's done. Richmond kicked 3 goals, 6-24 to Carlton, 3-2-20. Let's go to this second quarter. And the second quarter was pretty even. Carlton, they won by 5 points. They kicked 4 goals, 6 to Richmond, 4-1. And at halftime, Carlton are leading by 1 point. Let's go to the third quarter. And the third quarter's done. Richmond kicked 4 goals, 3 to Carlton, 3 goals, 4. And at 3-quarter time, Richmond are leading by 4 points. Okay, let's go to the last quarter of Richmond versus Carlton to see who wins this game. And in the end, Carlton have kicked 5 goals, 2 to Richmond, 3 goals, 2. And Carlton, in the end, have won by 8 points. The final scores, Richmond 14-12, 96 to Carlton 15-14, 104. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Brisbane versus GWS Giants at the Gabba. Let's go to the first quarter. First quarter, Brisbane have kicked 4 goals, 2, 26 to GWS, 139. Brisbane are up by 17 points. Let's go to the second quarter. Second quarter, pretty even. Brisbane kicked 3 goals, 4 to GWS, 4 goals, 3. And at halftime, Brisbane are up by 12 points. Let's go to the third quarter. And the third quarter is done. Brisbane kicked 3 goals, 4 to GWS, 1-1. And Brisbane are up by 27 points. Let's go to the last quarter to see who wins. And in the end, Brisbane have won by 17 points. GWS won the last quarter. But in the end, Brisbane won the game. Brisbane final score 11-15-81 to GWS 9-10-64. All right, let's go to the next game. It's North Melbourne versus Geelong at Marvel Stadium. First quarter's done. The Cats kicked 6 goals, 6 to North Melbourne, 4 goals, 4. So let's go to the second quarter. Second quarter's done. Geelong kicked 6 goals, 1 to North Melbourne, 1-6. And at halftime, the Cats are leading by 39 points. Let's go to the third quarter. And the third quarter's done. Geelong, they're kicking away. They kicked 3 goals, 6 to North Melbourne, 1-5. And Geelong are up by 52 points. Let's go to the last quarter to see how much Geelong wins by. And in the end, North Melbourne had a bit of a fight back in the last quarter. Geelong won by 24 points. North Melbourne final score 12-17-89 to Geelong 16-17 113. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Adelaide versus Sydney Swans at Adelaide Oval. And the first quarter's done. Sydney are up by 7 points. Let's go to the second quarter. And the second quarter, Sydney kicked 3 goals, 3 to Adelaide, 1-6. And at halftime, Sydney are leading by 16 points. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, Adelaide have kicked 5 goals, 2 to Sydney, 1-3. And at three-quarter time, Adelaide have hit the front and are in front by 7 points. Let's go to the last quarter to see who wins. And in the end, Adelaide have had a good second half. They kicked 5 goals, 6 in the last quarter to Sydney, 1-1. And they won by 36 points. Final scores, Adelaide 15-15, 105 to Sydney 10-9, 69. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Port Adelaide versus Essendon at Adelaide Oval. And Essendon in the first quarter have kicked 6 goals, 1 to Port Adelaide 3-3. And Essendon are up by 16 points. Let's go to the second quarter. Very even. Port Adelaide 6-2 to Essendon 6-4. And at halftime, the margin really hasn't changed. Essendon are up by 18 points. All right, let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter's very even. Port Adelaide kicked 1-4 to Essendon 1-5. And Essendon are up by 19 points. Let's go to the last quarter to see who wins. And in the end, Essendon have won by 9 points. Final scores, Port Adelaide 15-14, 104 to Essendon 17-11, 113. All right, let's go to the second last game of the round. It's Collingwood versus Gold Coast at the MCG. And at quarter time, Gold Coast are up by 3 points. Let's go to the second quarter. And the second quarter, Collingwood have come out. They've kicked 4 goals, 5 to Gold Coast, 1-6. And at halftime, Collingwood are up by 14 points. Let's go to the third quarter. And the third quarter, Gold Coast, they kicked 5 goals, 2 to Collingwood, 2-1. And Gold Coast are up by 5 points at three-quarter time. All right, let's go to the last quarter to see who wins. And in the end, Collingwood have got over the line by 3 points. Collingwood final score 13-10, 88 to Gold Coast 11-19, 85. All right, let's go to the last game of the round. It's St Kilda versus Hawthorn at Marvel Stadium. And we've got Hawthorn coming out of the blocks. They kicked 5 goals, 6-36 to St Kilda 139 in the first quarter. Let's go to the second quarter. And the second quarter, Hawthorn have kicked away. They've kicked 6 goals, 4 to St Kilda 2-1. And at half time, St Kilda are down by 54 points. All right, pretty even that third quarter. St Kilda kicked 3-5 to Hawthorn 3-6. And Hawthorn are up by 55 points. Let's go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, Hawthorn have won the quarter. They kicked 3 goals, 1 to St Kilda 2-4. And in the end, Hawthorn have won by 58 points. Final score, St Kilda 8-13, 61 to Hawthorn 17-17, 119. All right, that concludes round 9. the top 8, as we see it, Essendon are on top with a game clear, with Western Bulldogs, Adelaide, Brisbane and North Melbourne on 24 points. And then we've got the remaining 3 sides in the 8, Geelong, Gold Coast and Hawthorn with 5 wins. And we've got Fremantle and Sydney Swans down the bottom of the ladder. Sydney have lost 5 in a row from last round, but they're looking like their last 5 games have been losses. So that concludes round 9 for AFT Dice Season 4. We'll see you next time.